Time for today's American Family News Daily Update. I'm Bronson Woodruff. House Republicans, along with several Democrats, are set today to send a rebuke to President Biden for pausing a shipment of bombs to Israel. Republicans are voting on legislation that would seek to force the weapons transfer. Republicans said the president had no business reprimanding Israel for how it uses the U.S. manufactured weapons that are instrumental in its war against Hamas. They've not been satisfied with the Biden administration moving forward this week on a new $1 billion sale of tank ammunition, tactical vehicles, and mortar rounds to Israel. The House bill condemns Biden for starting the pause on the bomb shipment and would keep funding from the State Department, the Department of Defense, and the National Security Council until the delivery is made. The White House has said Biden would veto the bill if it passes Congress, and the Democratic-led Senate seems certain to reject it as well. President Biden says he would not reauthorize the tax cuts put in place by former President Donald Trump when they expire at the end of next year. The Trump-era cuts reduced the top individual tax bracket by more than 2% and nearly doubled the size of the standard deduction. Missouri Congressman Jason Smith tells Fox's Varney and Company that Republicans in Congress will fight to keep the tax cuts in place if former President Trump is reelected.
If President Trump's elected, we maintain the control of the House of Representatives and the Republicans gain the Senate. You bet we're going to pass a tax bill in the first quarter of next year to make sure that we are protecting and preserving the Trump tax cuts from 2017.
The president previously vowed to not raise taxes on anyone making less than $400,000 per year and to make corporations and billionaires contribute more. Former President Trump claims allowing the cuts to expire will destroy the U.S. economy. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says extending the tax cuts for 10 years would add more than $4.6 trillion to the federal deficit. Tennessee Congressman Andy Ogles introduced the Let Trump Speak Act, which would prohibit judges from issuing gag orders on defendants in civil or criminal trials. This after a judge rejected former President Trump's bid to end the gag order placed on him for speaking publicly about aspects of his New York criminal trial. New York Congressman Claudia Tenney of New York defends the former president and says the gag order is unjust. She said this on Fox's Mornings with Maria.
How are we telling a defendant who can basically has free speech? I mean, the only person he would impact or hurt would be himself. So how can we have a gag order on the president of the United States, who is a defendant in a sham trial?
Fox reports the judge imposed the gag order after Trump repeatedly threatened witnesses and the family of court staffers in the case. The former president has violated the gag order 10 times and has been charged $10,000 in fines. Two House committees moved ahead Thursday with contempt charges against Attorney General Merrick Garland for refusing to turn over audio from President Biden's interview with a special counsel, advancing the matter after the White House's decision to block the release of the recording earlier in the day. In back-to-back hearings, the House Judiciary and Oversight and Accountability Committees voted along party lines to move forward with an effort to hold Garland in contempt of Congress for not turning over the records. But it's not certain when the full House may take any action on this or how willing the U.S. Attorney's Office will be to do anything about the referral. Fast-moving thunderstorms pummeled southeastern Texas for the second time this month, killing at least 4 people. It blew out windows in high-rise buildings, downed trees, and knocked out power to more than 900,000 homes and businesses around the Houston area. Officials urged people to keep off the roads after Thursday's storms, as many were not passable and traffic lights were out. Houston Mayor John Whitmire said 4 people died during the severe weather. At least 2 of the deaths were caused by falling trees. Another happened when a crane blew over in strong winds, according to officials. The storm system moved through quickly, but flood watches and warnings stayed in effect today for Houston and for other areas out to the east. Please be sure and keep an eye on your forecast to help you stay ahead of any bad weather. That's all for this American Family News Update. Have a great weekend. I'm Bronson Woodruff.